Welcome in. If you missed it, we're in Twitter, on X, where iron sharpens iron. If you'll take a few minutes, you can join in by going to my profile, clicking on my profile, and you'll be able to follow along with this and what we're doing. So the question that I specifically asked was this one, the urgency. So do you know the Eisenhower matrix, the urgent and important? Because a lot of when you're setting your priorities. So the question was, we are setting our goals. We're setting SMART goals and tips that we can start accomplishing right now. So part of this is taking people through the journey of looking at some things that maybe we didn't have access to, like the urgency model, to be able to really get into the importance of our goals and how to schedule our goals in the correct quadrants. So you'll notice on the screen that I'm sharing with you, this is Asana. I use Asana for when I'm doing project management on one side, and I use some other project management software. So the Eisenhower matrix, how to prioritize. So when you take a look at the communications, and I'm looking at this one real time, right, to see if they gave it to you. And I don't want to skirt over, but here, making a to-do list is the first step. You want to increase your productivity, and this is task prioritization. So you establish your goal. I would be naive, right, to think that there's only one goal that you have going on now. So it's about distinguishing your urgent task from your important tasks. So I wanted to come to this source and cite it as here on Asana, you'll see urgent tasks require your immediate attention. When something is urgent, it must be done now. There are clear consequences if you don't complete these tasks within a certain timeline. These are tasks you can't avoid. The longer you delay these tasks, the more stress you'll likely experience, which can lead to burnout. Examples of it is finishing a project with the last minute due date, handling an urgent client request, fixing a busted pipe in your apartment. Okay. Important tasks. Important tasks may not require immediate attention, but these tasks may help you achieve your long term goal. Just because these tasks are less urgent doesn't mean they don't matter. You'll need to be thoughtful and plan those things out. So, here are some examples: planning a long term project, professional networking to build a client base, regular chores and maintenance projects. And that is the quadrant. This is what the quadrant matrix looks like. Okay. So on this screen, and for those that's not looking at my profile to follow along, to click inside to be able to follow, here's what I'm showing. I'm showing 4 boxes. I made a square, and in the square, I just did a plus sign. And I name it urgent. I name it important and not important. And then normally the quadrant has urgent and not urgent. So then you have important and urgent. You do those quadrants, right? But this doesn't for this sake, right? So going through this, you have important, due, tasks with deadlines or consequences, schedule, tasks with unclear deadlines that contribute to long-term success, delegate, tasks that must get done but don't require your specific skill set, delete, distractions and unnecessary tasks. Go ahead, Phantom. Go ahead, Phantom. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, I understand
Oh,
that. I was just looking at your live, so yeah, no worries. I think my hand was raised. I didn't even notice. My bad.
oh no, that's okay. So I'm gonna take a pause because we're at the top of the hour. And so I want to welcome all the listeners. That's your first time in. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I want to welcome you to the Genius Room where iron sharpens iron. Monday through Friday, we're here 6 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for Geniuses. We normally go till 8, so we have less than an hour left for the remainder of the time. And today we're talking about managing our SMART goals with tasks and how to accomplish them now. So here's the system to put your goals into, right? And now we're going to talk about some tips to prioritizing your tasks. So I want to go over to my co-host because guess what? I just been going on and going on, and I haven't checked in with you all. How y'all doing and how y'all feeling about today's subject topic, and what would you like to add?
Excellent. I'm thoroughly enjoying it. Just learning a lot, right? Just learning more about you as well, right? And the circumstances that you had to encounter and the perseverance that you showed. And I think it's just a beautiful exercise on just being determined on what you want to do, right? And being clear about what you want to do, right? Being able to adjust, right? To pivot. I think that's one of the most important things whenever you're setting goals is just learning how to pivot and be graceful at pivoting if you need to pivot. So for me, it's beautiful just to see, what learning more about you personally and the things that you've had to go through and the journey you've had in life. So I'm enjoying that, thoroughly enjoying that. And I'm also just, correlating to my personal experiences, right? And what I've had to go through and in the moments where, I had to pivot and make some adjustments and things that I was doing. So I think ultimately it's really about just being clear about what your intentions are and what you want to do. Now, with that intention, is action. Not only do you intend on doing something, you have to take action. Make sure that you take the proper steps to achieve those goals. So I'm really enjoying that and learning more about your journey and how that correlates with what I'm doing and the experiences I've had.
Thank you so much, Hector. You're right, because my journey is just a story for you all to understand that you too can do this. I'm here for y'all, right? I can do something else. I choose to be here. I choose to teach this. I choose to be relentless every single day. I choose to love y'all. I choose to be positive. I choose these things. So, entitlement, I'm not entitled. I'm humble and I appreciate each and every one of you. Mr. G, any thoughts you have?
Well, I mean, you are leading by example, and that's my favorite thing that any leader can do. And just sharing the gifts that you have and the talent that you've acquired is amazing in here. And just trying to walk us through a step-by-step SMART goals and trying to monetize in a 90-day, it just blows me away. It's amazing. So I really appreciate it. And yeah, just trying to keep up, as I had said over this weekend in our conversation, and just definitely appreciating the leadership you offer, because it really is high quality, high level, and like you said, there's a lot of other individuals. You get what you pay for, so this is a high ticket item, and a lot of people that maybe aren't paying for it or just listening to it maybe aren't appreciating what it is, but I do. So thank you.
Thank you, Mr. G. Yeah, because right now this you happen to be in the I'm building my master classes, right? I think I told I don't know if you all knew this, but I have a lesson that I teach, and then I have a module, then I have lessons within those modules that I teach, right? And so through this pivot, it was so relevant to me. Like, man, it doesn't feel good, but goodness, going through it, but while y'all going through it, you have to be experiencing some of this as well. So as I'm building each module in each lesson, we're going through it and you're going through it for free, right? But not eventual, this is a master class and it's one that is a high ticket class. So thank you, Mr. G, for recognizing that. Hi, there's a hand up. Nema. Hi, Nema.
Hello, GM everyone. I'm doing great. How you doing, Yaeunda?
I am doing well, friend. How are you? You all right?
I'm doing great. Just been disturbed or busy. I would like to say busy, distracted in school to attend your spaces. The time for classes here in Nigeria, it's actually the time the space is going on and participating in the space, and it's not been that easy. Sorry for not being around for so long. uh, I'm really happy to be here today talking about how to manage and get into your goals. Yeah, currently, I think I'm in a state of confusion right now as a civil engineering student in University of Nigeria and Nsukka. Currently, preparing for my internship. Now, trying to get a right direction. You know, in civil engineering, we have a lot of specializations. Trying to know or to get that area of a specialist, which you think, yeah, specialization where you think you can do better. It's quite difficult. That's as somebody who is quite complicated in who is not able to actually get the right direction for his career. Let me say, for example, looking at being a structural engineer or a geotechnical engineer, you get in civil engineering, it's quite difficult if you know you love these areas of specializations, but you know you have to go with one. Finally, the only confusion I'm having currently is trying to get a place for my internship. Sincerely, it's not been easy. Although we just got our letter from the 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 engineering firm, yeah, to actually go look for areas for our internship. So this is just the problems I've been having recently. Thank you so much, Yaeunda. You've been great. Like, I can't believe it. Who on earth would be this consistent? Thank you so much, everyone.
Oh, you are wonderful, Nema. And I'm so glad that you're back. Like, missed you. And here go UD High coming on up. That's great. And missed you. Like, yeah, so getting direction like for your career and I, for me, I'm gonna ask you your why. So what's your vision? What do you envision? And so narrowing down, you can do both, right? So you just have to decide which one you're going to do first. So when you decide what you're going to do first, it should be based on maybe your goals. It should be mostly about your vision and your mission. Your mission is to become a fantastic, and I'm just saying as an example, right? Your mission is to become a world renowned engineer that contributes to the world, right? In what way do you want to contribute to the world, right? So from a civil, do you want to, here's my limited experience. You want to do bridges? Okay, that's, or you want to do, engineers, you want to do aerial. Just some questions that I would have for you. So I would say sit down and I'll also do this for um, quick decisions I need. I take a piece of paper and I take a line and I just write it down. And at the top of the piece of paper, I write on the left hand side, I write pros. And on the right side, I write cons. And then I write down at the top what the issue that I'm pro and conning against. So one of the things is when I'm looking to work with a company, what are the pros for me of working with this company? It's a contract. Um, uh, it's a consistent paycheck. It aligns me closer to my values. A con could be it's going to take away time of something I really enjoy. A con could be I'm limited, so it's gonna it's gonna require me to keep two jobs until I'm up to speed. So you take the list of paper and you put it you draw the line down a sheet of paper and you write the pros and cons, and that'll help you make your decision. If you do that today, you'll have a decision tomorrow.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. And any genius can weigh in on that one, not just me. I just want y'all to know that because, like, I love that you came up with courage and you made us aware of your goals. Your SMART goal as a student is to make sure that you have the right internship that's going to closely align you to a clear path that you want to be on, right? So you have to decide that those pros and cons will help you. Thank you for allowing me to help you with that. That was a great question. I'm looking at these quadrants, and again, I'm just looking at what Asana put in, and I wanted to do quadrant 1, 2, 3. Before I do, let me go over to Komar. Go ahead, Komar.
So you
touch base on the pros and cons of some of the different things that were going on. And just like with your goals, guys, you have to do that similar thing. You know, what are the pros and cons of accomplishing this? You also need to be aware that just because you have a misstep doesn't mean that you can't achieve your goal. Last couple of days, I've been dealing with a sick baby on top of being sick myself. And so, did I get any classes written over the last couple of days? No. No, I did not.
That's what she said.
What do you mean, sorry? Sorry for what? But anyway, my point is that because I didn't get a couple of classes written over the last few days, I know that that's a misstep for me. But I also know that the pro is that I'm just so motivated to get it done that I will still get my classes done. The con is that I feel, even though I'm not rushed, I feel rushed. Okay, so one of the ways that I try to avoid feeling like I'm being rushed is to literally take 5, 10, 15 minutes and just go sit quietly by myself and reflect and just kind of meditate a little bit. You know, so you just need to be able to know the pros and cons of everything you're doing, even with your SMART goals. And yeah, that's all I really wanted to add, Yaeunda.
Absolutely. That pros and cons really does add clarity to it. So thank you so much for even saying, guess what? I have a miss on some of my goals, right? And that's why we still have 11 weeks left in our goal setting, right? So we're on week 10. So I'm doing a countdown, right? So I think we're 2 weeks into this now. Look, my brain is going. I'm like, wait a minute. No, last week was the first week. Y'all see how my brain goes? So it was 12 weeks. Now we're in week 11. And then next week, see, my brain is like, we running the marathon, y'all, to keep up. So, Mr. G, I'm racing against myself, trying to keep up as well. And the race against myself is the urgency. If y'all don't understand that there are about to be millions of people that are flooding in. I listened to, I think it's Rob Strobel or something like Strobel, and he was talking about here on X, there are over 4,000 AI companies just on X alone, right? And so the C is going to get even more complex. I don't know if y'all been working with the new enhanced DALL-E and ChatGPT. Oh my goodness, these AIs is just scaling. So what that means is that there's going to be so much noise in the marketplace, and people are going to be coming all over. You're going to be hearing all kinds of things. And I want you all to have the power of focus. I want you all to have the power of goal setting. I want you all to have the power of delegating. I want you all to have the power of time management to get stuff done now for yourselves, right? I want at the end, I want you all to at least keep 4 digits in your accounts. 4 digits. That means at least $1,000 in your account, right? I want that for you all, right? And part of wanting that is this is how we can make that happen. So looking at time management for your goals. See, every Sunday I have a family meeting with my kids. Every Sunday I have a meeting with my kids, with my sister, with myself. It's called family business, right? Because mom be out here, mom's here, mom's there, there's there. Okay, but I need y'all to understand this legacy. We're going to talk about the real estate. We're going to talk about your bank accounts. We're going to talk about our pain points. We're going to talk about what y'all got going on in school, what your goal is. So we're talking through, because I'm making sure my kids understand how to stay focused and to get stuff done. So every Sunday, I sit down with my weekly goals and I plan out. I used to send out spaces and all that. Nope. Sundays, I send my spaces out. No problem. That's part of my routine. I sit down and I look at my week. And I'm intentional about planning my goals for my week. That's a routine that's not optional for me because I have to sit down and I'm going to miss something. This week, I know I have 2 court hearings, right? When you are in real estate, you got hearings, right? So I know what I have in real life going, orientation, new tenants. So those are things that have to happen. They're not going to happen if I don't have them written down. I'm going to drop balls. My job is to keep balls that I'm juggling, like the circus and the clown. I can't, he has those balls and they're juggling these balls when you go to a circus. And there's probably 3 balls. Then you add a 4th ball. Then you add a 5th ball. Then you have a 6th ball. And all they have is 2 hands, but they're juggling. Right. And that's the name of the game for me is I want to juggle all my priorities because I don't want a ball to drop. I don't want a ball to bounce. Right. And I'm juggling. I hope I'm probably even showing y'all my juggling. Right. I'm doing it right because I talk with my hands and I've always have. Right. So I want you all to understand that you have to set appointments with yourself. You have to be intentional on that. And guess what? It just doesn't stop there. I have daily meetings with myself, because I need to schedule out my week. I have to schedule out my week. So in the morning times, I have to set out, this is what I got to get done today. I set my alarms, right? I use my assistant. She's like, listen, your shopping list says you're going out today and you need to pick up the following. Yes, I'm one of those. Can you start my shopping list? Add this to the shopping list. Add this. So I'm one of those, right? I leverage my AI assistants. So weekly on Sundays, I sit down and I have family business meetings. Daily, I sit down with my goals and make sure that I've scheduled out from my weekly what I have to get done, the days I'm going to get them done. Okay. Phantom, go ahead.
Yeah, Yaeunda, this is a great breakdown. I'm like listening. The one thing is, I think I saw a post where you said you were using like different note-taking methods, but just wanted to ask, like, what has effectively worked for you? I think you mentioned like post-it notes, and now you're bringing AI assistants. So how has that evolution happened, and why did it happen?
Yeah, that's a great thought. That's a great idea and a great question. Part of understanding transitions is finding a solution that's going to work for you. So it takes me back, Phantom, to in 2000 when I was running a time management company called Franklin Covey. Franklin Covey was one of the largest, if not one of the world. They were competing against Day Planner and some other things for helping you organize your time. And part of the system is I love paper. I've always loved paper. And I couldn't understand why I couldn't get away from paper and just be exclusive with the technology. I wanted to be a tech on, like literally, I go to the CEO office. I'm like, hello, the executive team, get your Palm Pilots out. Let's do this. And now I'm going to create a system. So for me, I understood that systems work. So I don't necessarily have to put all my eggs in that basket of writing and all my eggs in the basket on technology, but I can have the best of both worlds. So because I have that mindset, I looked for solutions. When I entered the market in January 2022, I was a 4K AI bot digital marketing ecosystem. So I was already using AI bots and I was looking at and teaching myself the logic and how I could market using AI. So from that, I was able to say I needed assist. It would be nice to go into meetings and bring my assistant with me that can transcribe, that could prioritize, and then I can send out the next agenda items. So I beta tested several of those for companies, and now they have meeting toolkits. Now I have solutions that I'm able to say, and I have recordings. And those recordings of those meetings, I'm able to put in folders and relax. So I use Tactique. Tactique is, and I'll put that out so that you all, I'm an affiliate of Tactique. I've been using them ever since like they got started. Private beta, public beta, and those things. So great question, Phantom. I look for solutions. So now I have an AI that comes to all my meetings. And now Zoom has their own AI, right? So if you're going to do any type of live meetings, chances are you're going to need a AI to record. And believe it, in 2003, I used to have transcribers in my interview rooms. So whenever I was about to interview for a major change that the company was doing, there would be a transcriber inside of there, just dictating all the notes of the meeting. So it's just wired in me that it's a part of a system that you have to have, Phantom. Thank you. Great question. Yudi, you had your hand up. Hi, Yudi. How you doing? So we're talking.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good
Yeah,
morning. Go ahead.
it's good to be here. Talking about goals and how to accomplish them. I kind of like the way you plan things out, especially talking about your family. That you set a particular day, just to talk to your children. Every other thing is cancelled out for that day, no space, and many other things. So it's part of what can actually help you to accomplish your goals. And I also wanted to talk about that for those who set out to accomplish their goals, that you must be able to understand that you must be able to make that first plan, which is, will you be able to achieve this goal? Is it achievable? Is it attainable? Because there are some goals that you might set for yourself, it's not going to be achievable. So you must be able to understand and take in that I myself am going to be able to attain this goal. I'll be able to finish the task that involves the goal. It will help you to figure out ways that can help you realize this goal and how you can work towards it. So the achievability of a goal should not be one that is stretched out, but is one that can make you feel challenged. And also, do you understand that even when you are actually pursuing goals, you need to have consistency. Consistency doesn't mean that you won't put a pause or actually take a break or actually rest, but it means that even when you feel like giving up, you are not giving up. Okay, so that is what it involves, and that is my contribution.
Yudi, I absolutely love it. I was just sitting here sending out a tweet, y'all. I'm so into. I haven't. Excuse me, tweet. I'm OG. I'm gonna get it right. A post, and I was here sitting out a post because I'm here teaching, and I forgot to send out a post from this morning. Even I was like, oh my gosh, because I'm just enjoying hearing you, Yudi, and what you just stated. You just accomplished a major goal in 2 months, not 90 days, in 60 days or less, you accomplish it. So I really appreciate the persistence and the dedication that you added. Tell us about that journey in a couple of seconds. I mean, talk to us. Go ahead, Yudi.
Thank you very much. I'm grateful for you to actually commend me on that. When I started this journey, I think I was here on this place, and I actually said that I've started this goal to achieve 5 million impressions. I could remember the first day I posted on the Genius Room that I've made 800,000 impressions in 24 days. So that was just 24 days. Then I had to, increase my pace. So it's actually simple for anyone who is verified. It's actually simple for you to get monetized here. But it's like we are talking about goals. You need to be able to plan it out. You need to be consistent. So what I did was simple. Turn up on spaces like this, like we are all here in this space. Turn up on spaces like this, be able to, connect with other people, get the mic, share your views. From there, you are also being able to have followers, when you have followers, you have to be reply guys. It's nothing wrong for you to be a reply guy. If Yaeunda is posting or his Phantom is posting anything, just be there to, comment, like, just engage the post. And also follow some top accounts, be able to just make a comment, even if it is 3 to 4 words, that is your comment. This way is going to fetch you a lot of engagement and impression. And also, just have fun. Don't just be business all the time. Be able to have fun here with whatever you're doing. Let your community just feel relaxed. So when you have fun, maybe you post videos or post any meme, it will help you to feel relaxed, and the engagement you get is going to make you enjoy to do it more. So with that, I have been gathering the impression in just 60 days. I've had over 5 million impressions and I've been monetized. So that's what I've been able to do. And anyone can actually do this. Even with less than 60 days is achievable.
Now, was that not a SMART goal success story right there? And a goal that, I don't know, many of us have. In 60 days, he was able to monetize his account. Wow. And now I'm hooked in, Yaeunda. My job is to make sure you maintain, right, those impressions. My job is to support you. So I get in there, and if you're a part of the community that's posted, right, on my profile, Yaeunda is in there. Yaeunda does a great job of coming in there and pouring in. I'm watching. I'm just like, almost 400 people in the group, and I'm like, why isn't there an engagement, right? So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna have to get a community manager because the community don't want to engage with each other at that time. But Yaeunda, thank you so much for posting in the group. So if you want to see Yaeunda and you want to support Yaeunda, join the community that's posted in my post under my profile, and you can see Yaeunda, his posts. He's consistent. I love it. There's so much valuable information that he provides. I'm on board, Yaeunda. Support here. Thank you. Thank you. That was so appropriate. Go ahead, Yaeunda.
Another thing too, I also want to say is that for many persons who want to start posting to get engagement, they don't feel down when anybody doesn't engage your post. Like what Yaeunda is saying, sometimes I post in the group, nobody engages. But do not feel bad. I tell you that your post, a lot of persons have seen it. But most persons want to see how consistent you are before they start engaging you. So when you post and maybe you have one like and nobody engages, nobody comments, don't feel bad, don't feel down. Keep posting, keep engaging, keep also talking to many persons, connect with people, turn up on spaces. This way you will grow your brand.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. So Phantom, go ahead.
Yaeunda, you want the breakdown of my 1500 because I have put it on my status, but I would like to give the Genius Room just a little bit of a touch of how the Observer family has helped me grow, right? Like, just provide value. At the end of the day, you will start accumulating people who are seeking that value. And ultimately, it is about how well you communicate that value that slowly starts radiating that energy, right? So I think engagement is one thing. I have found that a lot of my observations, even from past, like maybe something 15 days ago, suddenly someone just gives me a notification that someone liked the reply. And sometimes I go back and reply to them, right? So I do think that right now, maybe I have not scaled as much, but I had a goal of 300 followers per month, right? It was just 10 followers a day. Can I get 10 followers a day? It was the goal. And then, yeah, in under like 4.5 months, that is right now in October, I have reached 1500. So that's kind of a good start. And I keep trying to, push forward, and I'm just trying to connect with different people. And overall, now that the niche is in my wheelhouse of space research, I'm definitely finding since September that the engagement is increasing. So my niche is figured out. Now I have to start pumping out quality content, and for that, definitely, I need to figure out more family members who are willing to contribute. And that's why, when you said the production line, I was like, yeah, Yaeunda has a media production line that she's planning, where we can all contribute and create and add value in a way no one else can, and add a quality that is so uniquely genius that it will bring people to the genius room. So that's my goal with the Observer family, at least. And partly it has been inspired since I saw your commitment, the genius room that you have developed. And yes, I think I will be definitely taking cues and probably, beta testing it for the Observer family itself, right? So I think this is a great way for me to say that don't think too much. I think some days you might lose followers, someday you'll gain followers. It's all irrelevant. These are vanity metrics. Guys, connect with DMs, right? Go talk to people. You will talk to 50 people at most. You're not talking to 1,000 people. Okay. So catch those 50, make a team, stay connected, be happy, and enjoy the social media journey, right? I think I forgot it a little bit in this catch up of Money X, and that's because I realized I was surrounded by people who were trying to monetize content. And now that you're bringing it, I think what Yudi said just resonated with me. Like sometimes, yes, X gets a lot of business, but we have to also have to balance it. And that's why I like you have been balancing that mindset between a little bit of fun, a little bit of business, and a whole lot of genius.
Thank you, Phantom. I appreciate that. That is so authentic and just welcome. So I appreciate that. So we have about 20 minutes left, and about maybe 10 minutes, I'm going to start the wind down. But I want to get through this piece since I pulled up Asana. This is how you can accomplish your goals now. And you can accomplish goals and knock them out every day and be a goal checking off machine at this point. And you'll see how much progress you'll make from when you started to where you wind up at. So here's some ways that you can implement and prioritize your tasks. Color coding your tasks, right? So you can decide. So I know now I could prioritize like webinars, my training webinars as yellow. So I know very quick, and it's not even yellow, it's gold like the sun, like woo. So it helps me really quick to see the numbers and know that that's my personal development. I need to get to the sun, and that's why I have it there. Hey, Bootsy, good to see you, friend. Welcome. So also the color codes. So then limit tasks to 10 quadrants, right? So limit tasks to 10 per quadrant, right? That's it. Because you don't want to overwhelm, because a lot of times you might see in the urgent department and little in the important department. So, and what I mean that is the quadrant. So we're talking about the quadrants in order to get your goals done. Next, make to-do lists. Okay, make to-do lists. You heard Heartthrive, he nailed it. Write the to-do list. Another way is to eliminate, then prioritize. Nah, this ain't important. Well, this is important. Okay, I'm gonna handle this. Listen here. Them big rocks, and I talk about big rocks going into a jar and a little rocks going into a jar. That's what I learned when I was at Franklin Covey, the time management company. Envision a jar. And in that glass jar that you can see through, right? In that glass jar, you have a bowl of rocks. You have big rocks, a bowl of big rocks, and you have a bowl of little rocks. The big rocks represent your big goals. The little rocks represent the little goals that you have. There are a lot more little rocks than there are big rocks. So, what do you put in the glass jar first? Lots of people put the little rocks in first and then try to put the big rocks in. The opposite is actually true. You want to put the big rocks into the glass jar because the little rocks are going to fill in the gaps. And that's your success rate of getting all the rocks in the glass jar increases. So, how do you prioritize? And that's a big rock, little rock. Color coding your task. Here's an example. For me, I use it to denote the categories in which I do business. Here, they're recommending green is a high priority, yellow is a second high priority, blue is a third, and red is not a priority. Quadrants, you don't want to get overwhelmed. And you can go through this. This is a tool. We went through the matrix so you understand, at least you've been introduced to the important, not important matrix design. And this is a resource that's out there for free. The last thing here is you can build your own Eisenhower matrix with your task management. Your task management, your to-do list is important because it allows for you to be able to see your tasks and that you're making progress. Every week, my matrix changes because I either accomplish or I need to continue for and carry those forward until I accomplish them. You can use your calendar, and I don't know if you use Google. I don't know if you use Microsoft. I don't know what you use for a calendar. I don't know if you use your iPhone calendar, but use your calendar and set appointments with yourself. Set your appointments for a consistent time on Sundays that you're going to sit down and review your week. My Sunday family meeting, the kids know. I'm like, because I asked them things like, should we sell that property over there? They're like, no, I want that house. I'm like, okay, all right. So what you going to do with it and how you going to maintain it? And let's talk about time. Those are things on Sunday that you can do. Let's take it a step further and let's take a look at daily discipline. Daily discipline requires you to check in with your goals daily and to make sure, because people will bounce past and put a lot of stuff on your plate if you let them, right? So it's so important to manage your time and time block with yourself. Decide when, and maybe it's at night, and you sit down with your goals right before you go to bed so you can dream about all the success you're going to have the following day. Or you can start your day. You can wake up a half hour earlier and you can say, this is my planning in solitude. That's another Franklin Covey thing, because you want to plan in solitude your goals, okay? So that you can connect with your goals, that you can see that you are accomplishing your goals. And you can also see and feel when you accomplish your goals, what it's going to yield for you inside. So create your Eisenhower matrix template. You can do it. It's free here. I'm going to click this button here, show you what happens. This then comes up. It says how to create this matrix. So, and then here's your do, here's your schedule, here's your delegate, here's your do. So here in my do, review code for checkout pages, schedule, send cure one, status report, delegate, review codes for database updates. And then I can't read that other. Let me see if I can get over there. Well, it's delete right here, delete. So those are non-essential in that you don't have to do those. You know, when I start to look at the impact to artificial intelligence, in my personal opinion, I start to understand things like the matrix here. And I start to think about AI is moving so fast. And how do I create a job that AI won't replace me? So I've been intentional about my goal, regardless, can AI do what I do? And the question I want you to ask yourself is what makes you unique? that AI can't do what you do, and tap into that value. And when you tap into that value, you have an AI recession proof business. AI is replicating, AI is moving fast. So, what I love the most is that people are learning they're sticking their toes in it, and they're learning how to incorporate it in some piece of their business to help them be more efficient. AI is coming. JP Morgan Chase said the new work week will be 3.5 days, not 5 days a week. So a whole elimination of 1.5 days of work. Do y'all understand? Like what? How? But what I'm confident is that we're going to be fine because we have goals. I'm confident that we're sitting here and we're being intentional. I'm confident that we're talking about the noise that's going to enter the market, and we're practicing keeping our nose down and focus on us, how we accomplish things. Phantom?
Yeah, and I've written about this a little bit, and I think it's the idea of AI agents. And when you talked about the high performance teams, right? You ultimately moved from having like real humans doing it to kind of figuring out the system of how it should be done and automating it using AI agents, right? So that ultimately is a goal and a skill set to definitely have. But I think the basic thing is going to be uh, kind of accelerating your workflow. So if you're good at something, the AI is beneficial for you because it cannot supersede you, right? It cannot become the expert because you can compete with the AI. When you kind of look at expertise in other facets, you need someone to ground and validate the AI at some level, because ultimately, if you're trying to trust an AI, yeah, I think there is definitely that idea of second opinion that is required from an actual human expert. So I would definitely say that, as we move into more AI integrated businesses, I think the large scale, central networks, they know how to de-risk themselves with AI. I think it is us who are like trying so many variations, but we just don't know what and all access we give to, what data we give up. And we are just in this new age of AI as a technological arms race almost, I find. So I definitely think that AI, learning about AI, working with AI is going to be very critical kind of job skill, I guess. And you've kind of pioneered it. So definitely looking to learn more and how we can all leverage that. I think in between us, right? The agents will kind of optimize the work in between us. It's not replacing us as much as complementing us. And that's how we should always think and operate with these agents. But definitely, learning about information theory and cybersecurity is always critical. And AI has some vulnerabilities that we should definitely be looking at as we kind of look at more business sensitive information in AI.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, you bring a very good perspective, right? And I don't want to diminish your perspective on that, right? I want to embrace and reach it. Um, for me, I don't know if y'all remember when I went out to Amazon to meet. I went to Amazon campus, and I spent time. Oh, Yomi, you was there. Hector, you was there. Yeah, we went on the campus. I don't know if y'all I don't know if the y'all emails happening like my emails are happening, but I'm seeing those Amazon vendors, right? Those Amazon vendors are in all of the things that they're trying to get help on. I remember being there, right? And I remember because I went to listen to the federal and the civilian side, right? And so I'm invited to tons of meetings around the needs, like you're talking about, security, around the needs of AI. And y'all, I'm a non-techie tech. Just so y'all know, I'm a non-techie tech. And myself just getting there with natural curiosity and kind of floated through, right? So part of that is I created in 2021 digital agents, right? I did, y'all. I created digital agents. And I was like, okay. And I create this whole career path for digital agents, right? In 2021, right? Because I knew that companies were going to need digital agents to activate, right? All right. So when you have experience in human resources, when you have experience in operations, when you start to understand operations to a business and you start to scale it in using AI. So like Phantom, you would laugh at as a non-techie tech when I created the digital agents. In addition to, I onboarded and created a system of onboarding physical agents into the digital agent space. It was interesting, Phantom. And that was my little head going. It wasn't nothing out there like that for digital agents, but yeah, yeah, digital agents. So if I was to I have a website, and underneath the website, because I decided to go Web3 opposed to Web2, you'll see my digital agent stuff and correspondence and how I leverage and created even an AI working with the digital agents. It was like, yeah. Go ahead, Phantom.
Oh yeah, Yaeunda. And like this is definitely all related to operations research, right? I guess that operations research is an evolving thing. You can learn the frameworks, but actually handling it is something you can only learn by testing. And that is why you have been doing. I think the other day you mentioned Genius Room was founded, I think, in 2022, right? So you've been testing the agents, and like slowly the humans that superseded those agents just came here and joined the Genius Room, and now together we can supplant that agent with more expertise and research, and now we can actually align. So that is truly what is AI. We have to constantly align it. It is constantly learning, so we need to provide quality data, and we have to learn alongside it. Otherwise, indeed, it will supersede us because we let it, right? But that is ultimately the goal. We have to learn from it and we have to learn with it. So I think you have done an excellent job of curating some of the tools. I have definitely used some of them and I definitely want to leverage them. But I also want some of those fundamentals. Like, I don't want to just use a tool for creating videos. I want a genius to teach me videography, right? Then I can make a more powerful, more impactful video, right? So I definitely think you have the right ideas. You're giving us the swim lane. You're slowly expanding the pool. And I am loving the whole operations you have in mind that slowly, I hope, we start manifesting. So I'm excited. I think we'll start winding down, but that's my thoughts for the day. And yeah, definitely looking forward to tomorrow's Genius Room.
Excellent, excellent. I brought up altcoin. Altcoin, welcome.
Hey, I just wanted to say thanks for hosting these spaces. It's been very informative. I believe this is my first space of yours that I'm on. All I wanted to say was regarding the AI topic earlier, just, people using AI will replace people not using AI. So a lot of people think AI is going to take their jobs, but that's not 100% true. I think if people integrate it and start using AI, they'll just have an advantage over people not using it, so they'll kind of be left behind.
Well, welcome, altcoin. Yeah, absolutely. And you bring a valid point because I look at and I only say it because I looked at like self checkouts, right? And I was looking at self checkouts, and I don't know. Let me just say the first self checkout happened in a store. I don't know what, in 2000 and what, 5. The first self checkout happened in stores 2005, 2006. Okay. So when they rolled out in 2006, why did they roll out, right? So just think about it. When you start to look at self checkouts, it was a cashier, it was a way to get into the hands for customers to be able to have a seamless experience at the checkout. So it started with two self checkouts, right? And wow, can you imagine scheduling for or not having a schedule for two self checkouts? So that made me have more cashiers, right? At non self checkouts. Okay. Now I started to have to fight things like call off, turnover, attrition, and things like that. And guess what wind up happening? I wind up getting two more self checkouts. And then I wind up getting six more checkouts. And so I needed less to be on the registers and I needed them to be reallocated places, but based on competency, they had to be reallocated. You bring a very good point, but through attrition or a reduction in force, a RIF, whatever the case may be, because there's laws here in the United States in which you have to garner. Um, I didn't backfill. I didn't backfill, and I managed my labor costs. Go ahead, Phantom.
Yeah, and I think having experienced self checkout in the Netherlands, I would definitely say that they try to optimize for volume. So basically, you can have more people checking out simultaneously, right? So the lines in which people are putting the effort to kind of just put it on that line to the checkout is now replaced with them self-checking out. So I've definitely noticed, but there are like less non-self, like old self-checkout counters with manned, people. And so the shifts change and the kind of operational complexity changes because we are bringing that technology in, right? So I think that is part of that leaning down where we kind of leverage technology to kind of optimize for how many people can, like, just in time, right? We just need these many people to effectively run the operations, and probably you have just a few more for handling the redundancies. But overall, they try to lean down, and you are right, like that starts creating other types of like attrition and all that. So I do think the larger ecosystem has to understand and reorganize labor, I would say. Wouldn't you agree?
I would agree. And that's why I pushed back a little bit because I have experience as a non techie tech, right? And that's what I came in announcing that I'm a non techie tech and I can talk to you about my experience and my customer journey. So I can tell you that I don't work because it depends. I'm not going to give you a lot of chances to earn my loyalty and my consistency. I'm not going to give you that many chances as a consumer when I need, right? So your job is to deliver when I need. If you can't deliver when I need, then I'm going to go to somewhere where somebody's going to deliver that experience that I want, that experience that I need. And I need for you to solve for the things like, listen, if people in labor are the biggest challenge, right? I found that in all of my businesses, you all, having the right people doing the right jobs at the right time was the biggest challenge I had to solve. Heartthrob?
Well, we keep talking about the self-checkouts. This is how I portray the self-checkouts being a look into the future of AI. The cost of the self-checkout equates out to be about $1.10 per hour, where your average wage of a person who is a cashier is, well, let's just say $10 an hour. That's $9 an hour difference.
Hey, y'all, we're having good conversation, so I hope you enjoyed it. Come back and we can talk tomorrow where the geniuses are going to read
per hour
the outside.
run for the cost of $1 per hour. That looks like a win-win.